All right, this is part 2 of Excel macro number 2. I'm at step number 15. We're going to create 3 macros and see how it works. Okay, so step 15, we're going to create a macro named PDF events. Okay, so in order to do that, make sure developer tab is available. If you don't see developer tab, for some reason, you close it, open it again. If it's not there, just make sure the following the step we started in the beginning, which is adding developer to the tab. It should be under File, Options, Customer Ribbon. Make sure developer, the checkmark developer is available. Then you click OK. Then it'll give you to developer tab appeared on the tab. All right? Again, step 15. So we're going to click Record Macro so that we can name the macro, which is PDF event. That's one word, no space between. We're going to assign shortcut key, which is Control D at the same time. Description is creating PDF file or exporting PDF file. All right, as soon as you click OK, then Excel will record your keystroke one by one. So be careful not to make a mistake. Okay, step 15A. So make sure you're in receipt worksheets. And why don't we highlight this receipt area only? All right, then we're going to set this area as print area. That should be under page layout, print area. Click set print area. So this area will be printed. Step C. Over here, make sure you click this dialog box, which is a little tiny one. Then now we're going to do some horizontal center, which is right there. Then you're going to click OK. Because we're going to export this as a PDF, we're going to go to File, Export, Create PDF. Then you're going to click PDF. All right, and you're going to name it as Event Receipt. Well, I happen to have a multiple of them, so I'm going to name it 6. But make sure you name the file as Event Receipt. And make sure you know where you are saving to so that you can retrieve it. Because my folders happen to be right here, but again, you can assign the folder wherever you want. But again, you need to know where saving to, okay? All right, then you're gonna click Publish, and there you go. And just macro execute it and give you print out as PDF. Let's close this PDF and come back to our macro. Then we're gonna clear print area. Right there, clear. Also go back to this page setup and clear this box, which is horizontal center. Then click OK. Then in the receipt, make sure your cursor is A1. So this will stop the recording. So go back to developer, click recording, stop recording. So it's done. Right, so that's our first macro. Let's move on to second macro, which is step 16. We're going to name it as transfer data. Record macro, name it transfer data, one word. We're going to assign shortcut key with Control and D at the same time, lowercase d. And you can describe what it is. Okay, so let's move on. I'm going to click OK. Okay, so already there. So let's put two. Oh, and the key is already there. All right. We're gonna go to registration. From here, we're gonna remove the protection, which should be under review. It's already unprotected, which is not good. Okay, let's see how it works. Okay, we're gonna go back to receipt. I'm gonna select A40 to F40, copy, back to registration. We're gonna click A1. Then from developer tab, from here, you're gonna click use relative reference once. Then we're gonna move all the way down. Then over here, we're gonna just release this use relative reference button. Then we're gonna paste the value we just copied. So whatever copied, paste it onto the last row. Then I'm gonna click A1 at the top. Then we're gonna turn protect on, protect sheet 1. So nothing will be recorded afterwards. And go to receipt and start recording. Okay, we're gonna test it, but you need to test it with something different than what you have, right? So you know where that has been worked. So just type it in some different name and different event and different shirt size. And they should reflect already here. Then when you execute macro, those data will be transferred to the registration data, right? In my case, Control A, but your case, Control D. Or you can go to macro, then execute macro from there. So I'm going to execute the macro, run it. Had a little error, but the data has been recorded and pasted, which is right there. Okay, so it worked. Okay, let's try next macro, which is creating a couple of buttons. All right, so I'm going to record it. I'm sorry, it's not recording. We're going to create a couple of buttons. So I'm going to go ahead and click insert and button, then draw one like that. Then we're going to attach macro we created, which is PDF event right there. Then at the top, which will be the name of the button, I'm going to name it print PDF receipt. right? The second one answered right below. I'm gonna attach transfer data. Click OK. Again, the label will be transfer data. All right. Then turn on worksheets protection for receipt. Review, protect. Then step 20, test the button. There you go. The first button worked. I tested macro without button, so they should be good. If you have any questions, let me know.